I want to start off today. I have Arnie and David Diaz on the show. You guys are together for the first time. We're going to call you the Diaz duo. We're going to have to tagline that. The Diaz duo are on the show with us for the first time today. And we were talking before the break about the holidays, and this was the weekend that all of the retailers make their profits, and when all of America goes into debt. Right, and goes crazy buying stuff, and you know, this is the time of year when they have to be really cautious about that, right? So they're, you know, someone's out there shopping for the holidays and they want to get a mortgage at the same time. What are some of the mistakes that people could make or things they need to avoid?
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, we're gonna pull your initial credit report, and that's gonna have all your debts and liabilities on there. And then if Black Friday comes around and you want to spend thousands of dollars and want to close soon thereafter, I mean, you know, your debts are going to reflect that, and so that could be a definite thing to watch out for.
So if you've done that already, so if you went out and did it yesterday or a couple days ago, or you're planning on doing some shopping, be very cautious about it. If you've already done it, you need to get to your mortgage loan officer now and let them know, hey, I went crazy. I bought like 6 flat panel TVs at Best Buy, and now I got all kinds of debt. What do I do?
It should be a conversation with your lender for sure. I mean, and your lender should be telling you, you know,
not to do
these are the things to watch out for. You know, don't go out and buy this crazy furniture or stuff that we see throughout the rest of the year, but, you know, for Christmas time.
Here's one of the things you got to realize in the lending process now, with all the regulations that have gone on and all the fraud and everything that has gone on in the past, that lenders now do what they call loan quality analysis 10 days before closing. So even though you've already been approved and you think you're all ready to go, they do this 10 days before closing, and if your debts have tremendously gone up, then all of a sudden that may affect your ratios and, quite frankly, make you not qualify even though you've already been approved.
Right, and that is something that a lot of people, I think, forget about. There are a lot of check and balances throughout the mortgage process to make sure that not only you qualify initially, but you qualify towards the end. Employment verification. We see it happen sometimes, too, when someone is self-employed or is on commission, and maybe this is the time of year when they don't earn as well, and we've seen like a bad pay stub come through because they're commissioned, and you know, because maybe they don't make as much during the holidays or their sales aren't as high or whatever. In a lot of industries, it's higher, but that can also cause a red flag too, right? People come in and say, "Whoa, wait a second, how'd your income skyrocket this month?" You
right.
know?
One of the big things in the lending business is you have declining income. Is your income going down? And so you can still qualify, but and it's over an average. So you can still qualify. They'll probably take the last 12 months. But if you've got declining income, if your income is going down versus last year, that is a red flag.
Right, and that can be a problem too. So I think, again, the holidays and in general, like the fourth quarter, I think present unique scenarios for people qualifying for mortgages. I think another one is, you know, we've talked about this on the show a few times, being conscious about the year-end closing for the homestead exemption, right? You close by the end of the year, you lock it in sooner. Your property taxes for the life of the property are going to be lower. They're going to be lower in year one. It's way better all the way across the board. The downside of that, and I think you guys can attest to this too, is as we start to close towards the end of the year, a lot of the title companies and mortgage lenders that are corporate companies that have people that have paid time off, that get to take vacations, they take a lot of them this time of year, so sometimes it can be a little more challenging to get stuff closed.
Huge bottleneck at the end of the month, year.
Right.
And it really is important to get all your documents into the lender as quickly as possible, and if you can close earlier in the month, you're better off.
We always push for that. We hate the last day of the year because there's so much pressure on that last day. You got so much going on that if some little detail doesn't come out perfect, it's financially costly.
There's a lot of little details.
Yeah, there are. Well, there's a lot more, and I think on the lending side, you guys can say this too. There's a lot more details than there ever has been, right? Everything is checked and balanced. And but as far as the closing side of it goes, if you look at it from a perspective of the consumer wanting to close by the end of the year for all these benefits, sometimes it's also psychological. Like they have a goal of owning a home this year and they want to get it done by the end of the year, or it works out well for them to be able to go through all these steps and processes in December because they have more time off. But you're also battling with the title companies and mortgage lenders having lots of people off as well.
Right. Well, and that's where it's important to have a good realtor, Andrew, because you got to be able to have somebody that coordinates all that. Because you got not only is the lender's important, but you got the title company got to get coordinated, the seller's got to get coordinated. It's all.
I think it's one thing that's unique about how we set up our team in that you know, our real estate agents have staff members that a lot of real estate companies don't have. You know, we have a transaction manager who does nothing but manage all those steps, because what we found historically is salespeople real estate salespeople suck at that.
Exactly.
I mean, they're terrible
Yeah,
at it. Like,
they
forget
are.
it.
They are.
They're going to miss steps. There's going to be stuff that gets screwed. So we said, okay, let them be the salespeople, but then we need to give them support so that they can do their job well.
Right.
But then the things they're not good at, we hire somebody else for. And I think that's one of the things that we really do our best to get in front of, which is why we're talking about this now instead of on December 22nd, saying, oh, whoa, we got some end of the month closings coming
And
up.
not to blow smoke, but that's one of the, you got one of the unique models in the industry, especially in this area. So
Thank you.
That's it's an awesome model, and quite frankly, you're right. I mean, salespeople are terrible at detail.
Yeah, and it's just natural. I mean, we've known that, and in fact, what's interesting is I know that because naturally, I don't mean to toot my horn, but I'm a great salesperson. I'm really good at a lot of things, and there's things that I'm really not good at.
Right.
But I know, like, I need to have someone else do this, because if I do it, which is why I hire for my weakness, and I think I'm married for my weakness too, because my awesome wife,
Your wife
we
may agree.
balance
Your
each other.
wife may agree with that.
She's agreeing with me right now. She's definitely agreeing with me.
There's a lot of knowledge going on.
So I, and I think again this time of year you have to really pay attention to that. But you know what's interesting, and we've talked about this in the last couple shows. People think, and I think a lot of people in Tampa Bay are Northerners, I think they think the market dies this time of year. It doesn't. It's on fire for us right now. We put 4 listings under contract right before the holiday, and we've got offers coming in, and it doesn't die like it does up north. We don't have that huge. I mean, does it fluctuate a little bit seasonally? Sure, but it doesn't. We don't have a huge seasonal fluctuation.
I've got tons of clients that are coming down, planning to come down as their vacation to look for homes. So
And that's
the
what,
weather's so good.
Yeah, Tampa Bay has that uniqueness that you don't have in most other markets, because not only do we have a strong urban core with a great workforce and youth, but then we have the retirement segment where you have a lot of people that move down here and kind of transition, and they use this as a stepping stone to come down here and say, okay, now I'm ready to buy because I have all this free time, and I'm coming down here anyway because I'm a
Coming down anyway. So
right.
yeah.
So why not buy?
Our winter market.